with Sonic Pi, the goal is to explore the potential for code with music. Can we get anybody, not just musicians, everybody making some kind of crazy beats and sounds, but by writing simple lines of code. And so we go into schools and we teach basic computer science, but then there's also, as you say, professional musicians using the same system to make their own works of art.
Can you talk a little bit more about how people can express their creativity using a combination of music and code?
Absolutely. I mean, one way of looking at it is that code is another form of communication. And so the goal with Sonic Pi is to figure out, can we make a language which is simple enough that we can write really powerful musical ideas down, such that I could have a crazy idea in my brain and then be able to see the code to write the code, hit the run button and hear those sounds.
What are the technologies that you're using behind the covers, and where does cloud fit in the context of these technologies?
Good question. How long have you got? There's actually quite a few different pieces of technology in there. As it was growing, I was just choosing the right tool for the job. It's a sort of a microservice architecture. There's multiple different processes communicating to each other over a local network, which means that they can be moved to different machines. But essentially, you've got a graphical user interface where you're typing your code into and you can see the code you're writing. You press a run button, that code gets shipped to a server, which then turns that code into instructions, which are then passed to a synthesizer, really powerful synthesizer called Super Collider, which then does real-time generation of the audio.
So let's talk a little bit about Docker, because I know you're using Docker,
Yep.
and your code is being deployed in containers,
Yep.
Docker containers. So talk a little bit about that and how you see that scaling as more and more musicians start using this.
So currently Sonic Pi is just a standard app that runs on Windows and Mac. It also runs on the Raspberry Pi, but these are sort of local applications. So it's really interesting to explore the opportunity to get Sonic Pi into the cloud, so that more people can instantly just spin up these VMs and connect to it and make music. And so we've Dockerized the app. We put it into the cloud and then built a front end, a different front end, because the component system I described, this Qt C++ front end we could throw away essentially, replace with a web browser and talk over the WebSockets, but have the same architecture from that point onwards. And so so we've replaced the GUI with an HTML front end, and the rest of it's gone into a Docker container running in the Oracle Cloud. It scales sideways, it's a nice thing. And also it gives the opportunity to get Sonic Pi into places we can't get it. So a number of teachers ask me, does it work on an iPad? And with this approach, definitely it will do. In addition to Sonic Pi's language, I've designed it so that it's totally, you can imagine making a very simple set of lines of code which makes some beeps and wait some time. But Sonic Pi has this tools for live loops. So you can create these loops which spin around, but you can then modify them on the fly. So when you're DJing, the code allows you also not to stop the music. So it's both not just the performance of the Oracle Cloud, but also the language supports what we call live coding. For Sonic Pi in general, there's a website, sonic-pi.net, and that has the full tutorial and all the information on how to get started and information for teachers. We also have a full community where we have artists, teachers, programmers all working together in the same place.
That's wonderful.
Which is lovely to see because there's such cross-learning going on.
This has been a very wonderful conversation, inspiring. I want to get into music and creativity. I want to get my kids to learn how to code using music.
That'd be amazing.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.